Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. And today I'm really excited with our special guest, Vinita Lenkaji. And she needs no introduction, really, because she's really well known in the community, astrology community, and known as a transit queen. So we're going to be discussing today Rahu Ketu transit into Aries Libra and for all the ascendants, for all the 12 ascendants. Namaste, Vinita ji.
Namaste, Navjeet ji and Dr. Arjun Pai. Thank you so much for having me over. And, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking the time out and doing this video. So I'm really excited.
So am I. And it's such a huge and a major transit which is happening, and so many transits this year, of the outer planets. So definitely a very important year, an iconic year whenever the planets are changing, signs, the outer planets especially, and the grahas, which are the chaya grahas, as we say. So definitely something major to look forward to. Something positive, something negative, of course. Every transit has that mix of the two. So I will be taking up in segments as always. If you don't want to hear the first part, of course, the dates are there and a little bit about Rahu Ketu, what they are, what do they mean. So if you don't want to hear it, then straight away go to your timestamp starting from Aries to Pisces and take up your predictions. If you want to know exactly about Rahu Ketu, you can just go to my channel playlist, and there are several videos on Rahu Ketu to understand the basics, right? And the story attached to it, mythological tale, which I'm not covering in this video. So the first segment would be the dates, nakshatras and navamsas Rahu Ketu will be moving into. Then, of course, I take the true nodes, as you all know, not the mean ones. I will be sharing the dates of true and the mean nodes as well. Then the meaning of little bit, about Rahu Ketu astronomically and astrologically. And then it will be like the next pointer would be Rahu Ketu in Aries Libra, what exactly it means, little bit about that, how you can check your transit, like how it is going to be impacting you personally, how you can check, and what exactly are the highlights you should be considering during this transit. And also global impact, what exactly is it going to be impacting us globally, little bit about that. And then I will be taking up the remedies. Please do follow those, they are general remedies. Then I'll be giving you the eclipses dates, 22, 23, 4 eclipses this year and 4 eclipses in 2023. So again, that is important. The dates are important. And then of course eclipses also I have mentioned in my playlist section, what exactly they mean. So I am not going to be going into the details of that. And then I will be taking up Mars transit dates and Venus's transit dates, because that is how, this transit is connected to Mars, because it's Aries and Libra rulership they hold, Mars and Venus. So that is also very important. And lastly would be the sign-wise prediction. So let me share the screen and show you the dates. Okay. So as you know, this is Rahu Ketu's transit, which is happening from 2022 to 2023. And now these are the true and the mean nodes, transit dates, 17th of March, 2022 to 30th of November, 2023. It's the 18 months long transit of Rahu Ketu. And I take the true nodes because, they go direct also from time to time. So it's very essential to consider true nodes, and they do impact globally whenever there are major events taking place. So this true nodes actually are very important to check, because they can, impact when they are direct more. 12th April 2022 to 30th of October 2023 as per the mean transits of Rahu Ketu. Okay. Nakshatra movement of Rahu, as you know, it's in Kritika right now, then Bharani backwards, then Ashwini, Revati, all the dates are here. You can take the screenshot and keep with you forever. And then Navamsa movements. I will not be mentioning all the Navamsa dates. You can just take a screenshot. It's first is Sagittarius Navamsa, then Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. Then it will be in Leo and Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Navamsa. So these are the Navamsa movements, and then will be transiting through the Revati. That is the last, transit position of this Rahu. Okay. Then comes the Nakshatra movement of Ketu. You can pause the video and take the screenshot. It's in Vishakha. I've made the video of the same as well. You can go back and watch Kritika Rahu and Ketu Vishakha. I have made the video, so you will get all the details there. So from Vishakha, it will be transiting through Swati as it moves backwards. So Chitra, then Hasta. So that's how the transit movements are. And then Navamsa to start with would be Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries. And then it would be Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, because there are 9 Navamsa. Both of the planets will be transiting through Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, and Leo. That's what. Now, coming to the astrological meaning, you know, they are the mathematical points, and they are called the ascending and the descending nodes. And every year, 19 degrees, 20 minutes, approximately, they transit in a particular zone. So that is how it becomes 18 months transit. Okay. You can take a screenshot of the same. And as per the Vedic astrology, you know that Rahu Ketu are the Chaya Grahas and the most dreaded ones, because people dread them. They can cause miseries, troubles, a lot of negative influences they can have. But in the current era, in the Kali Yuga, we need to travel overseas for work, for settlement. So we need a strong Rahu for that reason. So that is why it is considered very important as well. And Rahu represents knowledge, Ketu is liberation, and this is going to be ruled by Mars and Venus, as I said, Aries Libra. And here the energies are going to magnify a lot, because this is a Rahu in the childlike sign of Aries. It's just the beginning, so it is a very important and a crucial transit for that reason. Ketu will be transiting through the Libra sign, so it will be enhancing these energies, enhancing our wisdom as well at the same time. Okay. And what is Ketu? Here is what I've mentioned about Ketu, and the chant that you should be doing for 108 times every day during this transit, or if you can continue doing it for 43 days. Over 43 days, you get the results. So it's good if you can continue after that also. But if you start a chant, at least give 43 days for the results to appear. Aum Shram Shrim Shram Saha Ketave Namaha, ended with an Om. I always close the chants with Om. Okay. So this is the chant for Rahu. Aum Brahm Brim Brahm Saha Rahue Namaha Aum. Okay, so this is what is the meaning of Rahu. Rahu is a very materialistic planet, so we have to have a strong Rahu if we really want the results, like material growth, comforts, competition. If you want competition, success, all that is because of this Rahu. And whenever you will find any kind of inter-religion, inter-caste marriage, so that is the cultural limitations of race, class, creed, gender, all this, whenever is traced past, it's because of this Rahu energy. Okay. Now, how can we check our own chart for this Rahu Ketu transit? See, first of all, you have to see where your Aries sign is. Secondly, you have to see where your Libra sign is, because it is 180 degrees apart. It is always going to be impacting us in a very, crucial manner, because it is covering 1/7 axis. It's like half the zodiac they're covering. So it is like, the planets, if are posited there, check if there is a planet in Aries, if there is a planet in Libra. And when they are actually pointing at the same degree, suppose Rahu is at 20 degrees. So you, and Ketu also, of course, would be at the same degrees, because they are 180 degrees apart. So when any planet is at 20 degrees, so definitely it will be getting impacted. Irrespective of any sign, I must tell you that it can be either in Taurus, or it can, any planet is in Leo or Scorpio. But if any planet is at 20 degrees, definitely the impact is felt in that particular zone. It's not that only Aries Libra will get impacted. Now check the condition of your Mars and Venus, because they are the rulers of Aries and Libra. So see what is the gap between the Rahu and Ketu in Aries and Libra in the transit. Suppose they are forming a 6-8 relationship, definitely that can impact you health-wise. It can give you some complications in your growth, but spiritually it is a good transit. Then you have to see the nakshatras that Rahu Ketu are transiting. Are they forming any connection with your nakshatras in your natal chart? If they are, definitely the impact would be felt even more. So you have to see what the nakshatras, of course, I have made the videos, I will be making the videos of the transits off and on. So you will get to know what exactly is the connectivity, what the, the Rahu Ketu transit in the nakshatra mean. And that is how, they are going to be impacting the nakshatra in your natal chart also. Now see the dasha, what dasha you're in. Are you in a dasha of Rahu, sub period of Rahu, sub period of Rahu, or Ketu? So these transit positions are going to be felt even more. If you're waiting for travels to the overseas lands, of course you have to have that dasha first. Then only the Rahu period will affect you positively or negatively, or Ketu's period, as a matter of fact. So Ketu detaches and Rahu attaches. So Rahu will be the culminating energy, to whatever you are doing, and follow what, whatever I am sharing with you, follow it. If at all it resonates with you, take it. Otherwise, just leave it. Don't be too harsh on yourself thinking that why this thing didn't match. So it's not at all possible that all the transit positions and whatever the predictions I'm giving will match up 100%. It is impossible. So just relax and absorb whatever you can. Okay, don't pressurize yourself. Okay, on global level, yes, of course, this transit is not considered to be good, Harjeet, and your audience and my audience, I must tell you that this is going to lead to fires, accidents, earthquakes, even more, because this is a sign of fire. Fire energy is predominant here. Because of Aries being fiery energy. So this is also not considered to be good for diseases, fevers, you can have headaches, and hip joint people can complain more. Some major innovations can take place in the industries, and industries like perfume, jewelry, cloth merchants, handicrafts, hotels, cinemas, these can suffer a little bit. And foreign trade, of course, and relations with others might improve depending on the country's charts. Okay, and some villages, the backward places, they're going to be flourishing and they're going to be progressing. Also, I want to add here, because I'm doing the India's chart also these days. So as per the India chart, this transit is happening in the 6-12 axis, because India has a Taurus rising. So this is going to be the 12 and 6 axis, which is going to get active. So this leads to warlike situation, terrorist activities increase in the country, India. Then I will be taking up US also. Countries betray, other countries might just backstab our country. So we have to be careful. There can be some chaos, destruction, secret spying can happen. So all those, and armed forces, can also get, they can suffer, okay, in these areas. Also, it is, as far as US chart is concerned, it's a Leo rising. So firstly, it's a Saraswati phase they're going to be heading to, because moon is in Aquarius, not a good time for them. Also, it can lead to some kind of adverse effect on the government, problems in treaties with the foreign countries. There can be revolt. There can be rebellious activities which can happen, in the country, within the country also. The rulers might be getting little, they can suffer, they can have some problems, some accidents. That's something which, I really don't want to say on the social media, but yes, there can be some anti-religious or anti-social activities which can take place. And Saraswati in the 7th house means some depression in the foreign trade. So US is going to be having a tough time with this transit. Is happening in the 3-9 axis also. So the religious activities will definitely get impacted, those kind of people. Okay. Now we are supposed to do these remedies. Please make a note: worship Lord Subramaniam, Saraswati, avoid heaty food, feed the blind and deaf, donations at the old age homes, donate black gram, horse gram, recite Durga Kavacham, Hanuman Chalisa, Ganesh Stotram. Now, what are the eclipses? You know that there is a full moon when there is a lunar eclipse, right? And when there is a partial solar, when there is a solar eclipse, there's a new moon, because they are together. So now solar partial eclipse and lunar partial eclipse, solar partial eclipse, lunar total eclipse. This year, solar annular total lunar penumbra and solar annular and lunar partial next year. So these are going to take place. Now you will say, why Taurus and Scorpio axis? Because this is going to be at the degrees at the verge of changing signs. So that is why, it is, on the almost at the highest degree when this is happening. So it has to have an angular distance between Rahu and Ketu when the eclipses take place. This is a year which is like leading to a lot of war, aggression because of the eclipses. And during the eclipses time, they will get direct also. Direct motion of Rahu and Ketu, that actually gives a lot of negative influence on the countries, especially, irrespective of where it is happening. Eclipses are eclipses. They have impacts. Okay. Now, these are the positions of Mars. When Mars enters these signs, I've underlined, they are not considered to be good. So make a note. Then Venus, when enters these signs, because there will be conjunction in Aries, Libra of Venus. So that is not considered to be good. So make a note, all the underlined ones are not considered to be that positive transits. Okay. And this is Venus. Take a screenshot, everyone, because I can't read everything. I start with the predictive. See, Aries people, so this is about self-awareness, initiative, independence, courage, innovation. See, it's Rahu over your first house. You can become very self-centric also. And this can lead to some complications in your relationships also, because Ketu is right opposite. So this will require a lot of focus in your relationship and your own self. So embrace changes. It's said that whenever planets, malefic planets, are transiting through the Kendras, Saturn is also there, it's going to be back and forth this year from Aquarius and Capricorn. So this will definitely bring about some changes, ripple effect, I call it. Something will happen which will cause some confusion also. So don't make any hasty decisions in this process, because you have that fear of growing inside, low on confidence. You can feel quite discouraged also at times by people. So do not get carried away. Some unwanted health issues or mental and physical, on the physical plane also you can feel, and mental plane also, because Ketu is in the 7th house. So you do feel that things are not moving in your direction. You want to change your image in the public. In fact, you are looking for that image. You're actually going beyond your wants and desires. So you can follow any wrong path. Be careful about that. Though your spouse might just tame that energy, because the spouse can be very spiritually inclined during this time. So there is always a plus and a minus, with this Rahu Ketu. One is the balancing one to the other. And as it is, Ketu is transiting the balancing sign. So definitely it is going to help you. And worship Lord Ganesha, I would suggest, with the 7th house transit for you. Okay. And the remedies that I have mentioned initially, that is also going to help you. Okay. Coming to the Taurus sign. For Taurus natives, this transit is happening in your 6-12 axis. And this is like, the expansion in expenditures, disturbed sleep, sudden waking up in the night. So the best remedy for you, I can suggest, is to soak your feet in salt water before going to bed. So that will really give you a good, sound sleep. And do make a note of what are the highlights of this transit. I have given this presentation for that reason only. There can be some monetary loss, and whatever I'm speaking is not mentioned here. So there can be some monetary losses. There can be some, loss of family member also. Sorry to say that, because of this health issue, because it is the 6th house. So if some relative, can suffer. So you have to be taking care of the people around you for that reason. Those who are in job or service, they have to be careful about their decisions in, risky decisions, maybe they will make and they lose the job. So you have to be really careful about that. Some undesirable changes can come up. So it's said that, if you can offer prayers to Kal Bhairava, that is also recommended. And you will maybe visit a shrine or a temple. You will be growing spiritually. Meditative, healing energy is also visible in this transit. And 12th house transit of Rahu definitely can lead to some foreign land, travels. So that is again a very a positive kind of a change if at all you're looking for. So this is going to be something which you have to take care of. That is, do not get carried away in your expenditures. Your expenditures is equals to losses. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. For Gemini natives, this is definitely a positive transit for you. See, 3, 6, 10, 11 Upchaya houses transit of this Rahu Ketu is considered to be positive. So if Rahu is in the 11th house and Ketu in the 5th, so this is going to be giving you mixed results, though 11th house related results will enhance and be pronounced. So that is going to be positive for you. So don't get tempted to do anything illegal, because you will definitely be getting those ideas, and you will get quite inclined towards making money through wrong means. That you have to be extra careful about. You can be very straightforward in your speech. You can maybe have some sort of trouble with your elder siblings, because 11th house has Rahu. And also there can be a break in your love and romance, because Ketu is in your 5th house. It's not considered to be that great for love interest. Maybe there can be some buddy from the past who can come in, some past love interest can come back, and that can cause a lot of chaos. You're already in a relationship, and this can lead to problems. It will be the time when good friends will be reduced and new friends will be made, but more have negative shades and approaches in life. So be careful. You can get lured. They can take you on the wrong path. Don't get carried away. Your career will be fulfilling. Business expansions, new opportunities, expansion in your social circles can, with the influential people, can give you gains. And there can be problem in the childbirth or conception, or it can lead to troubles with or disappointment with the children. So be careful. You can be very innovative, as I've written, and creativity is on peak. Coming to the next one, that is Cancer. The Cancer natives, this transit is happening over your 4-10 axis, 10-4 in fact, because Rahu Ketu we say. So 10-4 axis. So this will lead to some ups and downs in the career. Though 10th house transit is not considered to be bad, cover your head whenever you're going out during this Rahu transit. It said so. Something, wear a black cap or a blue cap when you're going out. So Cancer natives, they generally tend to have this Cancer and Leo especially, because they get eclipsed by Rahu Ketu. They have to be extra cautious. And especially, eclipses time, it said that, the parents' health suffer. So Ketu being in the 4th house, you have to be really careful about your mother's health. Rahu in the 10th, you have to take care of your profession, because it can lead to some, changes which are not, which are unwanted changes. But this definitely will bring about changes, because there's a Sasi Yoga also forming in your Kendra house. That is, Saturn is there. So a lot of maleficence attached to the Kendra houses leads to changes. So you will have some major changes coming your way. And some foreign assignment can be there. There can be some issues that you have to resolve with the superiors and your bosses and your co-workers also. But definitely, you have very good leadership qualities, and your aspirations are very high, because Rahu is there. You are competing with yourself. You are swimming against the tide. It's that kind of a transit that we're heading to. So don't have too many aspirations, because they fall apart and then you lose out on your mental health. And it is good for your spouse's career though. So maybe some changes coming her way or his way as well. There is a transfer that can happen. There are certain issues that can happen related to your travels also. And it's not considered to be good for buying or purchasing property and selling of property also, because Ketu is in the 4th house. So do not buy property, vehicles, avoid. Okay, so do the chant that I have mentioned in the beginning. It will definitely help you, especially for 43 days if you do the Rahu chant. For Leo natives, this transit is happening over your 9 and 3rd axis. This is something which is definitely very positive, because 3rd house is considered to be positive for this. And it's said that it's a Bhagya Udaya time. I mentioned that is rise in fortune. So this is like, you're going to be having some faith in Dharma, spirituality, Almighty. Maybe you will have some unconventional approach to all this. Okay, there can be some misunderstanding or conflicts with your father, guru, or bosses, seniors. You can have some job change which is not called for. So be careful about those as well. In case you are having some writing capabilities, so they might just take a back seat if you're a publisher yourself. So it might just take time to get involved in all that. New ideas and ideology, you're going to be experimenting. And also learning of new language, is also quite likely. Visiting religious places and is going to be fruitful for you. In case you're having some problems with your mentors, with your teachers, or if you are attracted to occult matters, so this can lead to some kind of, some problems related to these areas. Okay, some new age meditation you can opt for. And this is not a good transit for the third child, if you have third pregnancy or third child. Okay, some health issues also can be faced by a younger sibling, so take care of that. Communication can give you some trouble as well, because Ketu is transiting your third house zone. Okay, and acquiring of knowledge and skill development is the key to success. And do the chants I've mentioned initially, just do that. For especially Leo and Cancer, I suggest do the Rahu chant. Okay. Coming to Virgo. Virgo natives, this transit is happening in your Dusthanas, that is 2nd and 8th axis. Okay, so 2nd and 8th axis is generally 8th 2nd axis, or a 2nd 8th axis, we can call it, is not considered to be that great a transit actually. Because you will have some problems related to your your health. You can have some sudden expenditures. Maybe you are spending on your health, and there can be some elderly people or members of your family who can suffer health-wise as well. And there can be some, it's good for secretive knowledge, or we can say occult sciences also. It's a positive transit for Virgo natives for that reason. If you are a PhD student, then this is a good transit. If you are into magics, or sorcery, dark side of Tantra Mantra, all that, you might be getting involved in more. But yes, it is going to be leading to unsatisfied career growth for the students, for the ones who are into some kind of job which is not that satisfying. So this is not the time to go in for major shifts actually. Just stay where you are. That's going to be really positive for you. And also there can be some disagreement in relationship with your in-laws. Loss of money can be there. Do not at any cost go in for some major changes. There can be increase in sexual activity you will be involved in. There can be some disagreement with your in-laws in case you have just got married. So there can be some complications that you can have with your in-laws also. Traveling, unnecessary traveling, wandering, misunderstanding can split the family. So just take care of all these things. It's said that you should worship Lord Shiva during this time. For Virgo natives especially, it is very essential. Though Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it can be positive if you give positive results if you do the chants like Om Ganganpataye Namo Namaha Om. That is the Ganesha chant, or you can worship Lord Shiva also. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Libra. So for Libra natives, of course, this is the 7-1 axis, which is getting active, and Rahu is going to be over your first house. So a lot of confusion, a lot of dilemma during this time. You will have a lot of mood swings also, sudden burst of angers. Your productivity will get hindered because, or hampered because of this. When you are angry, what happens? You don't think logically, right? So that can happen often. Get involved spiritually more, get more productive in whatever you're doing. You have to have that shift, right? If you are your energy is shifted, definitely you are not going to be having that kind of anger and outburst often. Go into dhyana, go into sadhana, go into meditation. If you are an occultist, it is a very positive thing also for you. It's a positive time for you. Practice patience, tolerance. And if you want to be in a relationship, definitely you want that relationship to sustain. Please do not lose patience, because this is the trying time for you. It's a Kendra houses which are getting active. You are going to be having some kind of changes which are not called for, or undesired changes, as we say. So there can be sudden rise in business, increased turnover, suddenly also sudden fame can also come in, because 7th house is Rahu. Rahu is recognition, Rahu is reputation, Rahu is, seventh house is masses. So you will be getting that kind of growth also with Rahu in the seventh house. But at the same time, we must be careful about relationship, partnership, business that can give you some dishonesty towards that. So do not get carried away. Maybe people are going to be luring you towards that, pulling you towards that negative. So you can easily go beyond, and then there can be some scandals also. Okay. Newlyweds may find difficult to adjust with the in-laws. For Scorpio natives, this transit is happening in your 6 and 12 axis. Okay, now 6 and 12 axis, as you know, is about your moral, your power also. So this can these areas can suffer. Your enmity with people can unwanted disputes, conflicts, you should avoid. Maybe, some lawsuits if you want to get involved in some legalities, or you are having some kind of trouble with the government. So all these can, just aggravate suddenly. So you have to be extra cautious that do not get involved in this. Don't get yourself entangled in all this. Whenever there is a bad transit, we must be prepared. We must be forewarned. That is how you can be forearmed. So I'm just trying to not give you that, okay, this is a negative prediction. No, there's no prophecy. I'm not making any prophecy. It's just that there are certain conflicts that you can have, unwanted disputes, avoid. Okay, if your ideas are not working, plan a different thing, plan something different, some different strategy, and you will accomplish definitely. Those who are into job or some service industry, they will find some new avenues coming their way. New opportunities, in profession, in career. They will have definitely some support from their colleagues and superiors as well. Stock markets and shares should be dealt with carefully, because you know what, there can be some investments which can backfire. So be careful about that as well. Medical expenses can increase because the 12th house Ketu. I've seen people going on the detaching part with the Ketu in the 12th house. People get into too much of meditation, and they are just secluding themselves because it's the 12th house. It can be imprisonment, it can be hospitalization. How you are going to be secluding yourself, it can be anything. Okay, so anything to do with your maternal side, spouse's family, all that can be little, maybe some relatives can have a bad health, or there can be some maternal grandparents who can face health issues. So you have to be little careful about that. You're going to be very spiritual, meditative, and you're going to be having soul-oriented program also. Maybe you're going to be visiting some ashram or something, that kind of community you're going to be involved in with this 12th house Ketu. And see, you have to have, good Ketu for liberation, as we say. So that is a good time for meditation, vipassana. These are going to help you, pull you through during this transit, which is why it is considered to be positive, Ketu in the 12th. Coming to Sagittarius. Sagittarius natives, this transit is happening over your 5 and 11 axis now. So with this, generally it is said that there is inclination towards romance and relationship too much, because Rahu is in your 5th house. So this will give you, make you energetic also, courageous also, and your efforts will be fructified also. But at the same time, you will be very, very ambitious, overly ambitious. You have extra courage. Energy and courage to some extent is fine, but extra courage might lead to some kind of trouble, or maybe, you will forget what exactly you have to do. You will leave the path and then, regret, oh, I should have not taken this decision. I've seen that people suffer their communication, or, maybe communication devices, they break down generally, with Rahu and Ketu in the 11th house. And this is not a good period for conception. If at all you're thinking of conceiving or starting any kind of, journey towards that, family planning and all, I think this is not the right time. It's said that Rahu energy, always gives some, it's a deviation. It's not a straight process. You will take up some process which is not favorable. So that you have to be extra careful about. Visiting a holy place is a good idea. Higher education, going in for that. it's a good idea. And if at all you want to get into any kind of relationship, be selective. Okay, that can lead to some kind of complications. Do the remedies I've given in the beginning part. It will definitely help you. And Ketu in the 11th house is not considered to be good for friendships, relationships also. Okay. Coming to Capricorn. Capricorn natives, it's a Kendra houses which are getting active with Rahu Ketu transiting your 4th and the 10th axis. So here you have to avoid buying properties and vehicles first of all, because 4th house is full of unwanted expenditures and lack of peace, because this is the 4th house, house of happiness, peace. So this will give you some kind of trouble here and there. You know, you will have negative orientation, mother's health can suffer, family members will be dissatisfied. All that happens with Rahu in the 4th house. There will be always something, you know, which is, bothering you. You will have some sort of troubles related to eyesight, some unexpected unearned wealth, people who are actually, experimenting the money matters, they will have some ambiguity there. So you have to be really careful about your investments also. Do not get carried away in your change of job. You will get detached with your job. In fact, Ketu is there, no? Ketu in the 10th house detaches you, doesn't let you work, or you don't feel like working. You feel that, oh, where am I? I don't want to be in this place. I'm not too happy with this. So you have that, all the time you want to just move out of this place. Leads to disagreement and dissatisfaction with the people around you. Purchasing of new vehicle and any kind of property is a big no-no. In case you're driving also, you have to be careful. You have to be driving safely, because this can lead to some kind of turbulence, or some problems while traveling if you're going by road. So make sure that your vehicle is in a good condition. So don't take that chance. There can be some health issues that you can have, your mother can have. So take care of that as well. And it is not a good time for your seniors and bosses as well. Okay, tough time to maintain honor and position. So do not at any cost shun your responsibilities, because you don't feel like doing anything with Ketu. Ketu is detaching, right? So just stay put wherever you are. Don't change your job. Not a good time. Coming to Aquarius. Aquarius, this transit is happening over here. Rahu is in the 3rd and Ketu in the 9th house for you. So travels, long journeys, short journeys definitely is on cards. In case you have to move out of, you can. Siblings may be traveling overseas and there can be gains through them, but there will be some complications that you can have with your neighbors, peers, friend circle. You can have, you will be too much into socializing, and then it brings about a lot of complications in the relationship. It's always said too much of everything is bad. So too much of socializing might lead to complications, misunderstandings, miscommunication. The more you will meet people, the more you will talk. So that is something which you should avoid during this transit. Okay, and interest in spirituality, if you can, that will be good for you, because Ketu is in the 9th house. And enhance your studies, enhance your education, enhance your skills. This is a very good time for doing so. Your aggression in your speech can be compensated by vipassana. You can do sadhana. That will definitely help you. How? Why not? We all have two thoughts. That means we do have this, we all have free will. So if we are having two thoughts, that means we can pick and choose one, right? So that is what you have to choose during this time. Okay, I want to do something which is giving me positivity, which is enhancing me as a person. So all that, you can, and that can happen only when you put effort towards growth in spiritual realms, only then. And if you're studying, if you're reading scriptures, do something which is actually you're passionate about. Okay, so that will definitely help you. Okay, and visit a holy place if you can. Seek the blessings of your elders and your, the blessings of your Kula Devta also. Okay, so that will be good for you. Coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. So for Pisces natives, this transit is happening over your 2nd and 8th house. Okay, now 2nd and 8th house transit is generally full of expenditures. It's not considered to be good for financials, but Rahu in the 2nd house will definitely give you that inclination. You will have a lot of avenues, but do not get carried away. You can choose the wrong path to make money, and the shorter route you will take, and then you will fall on your face. Not a good time. Be careful whenever you are talking about legacies, inheritances, unnecessary expenditures, which are represented by Rahu. And Rahu in the second house gives very rough speech. You are a liar. You become a liar. Even if you don't want to, you start doing that. So do not at any cost do something which is going to lead to all the disagreements with people. Because obviously from inside, you know when you're telling lies, right? So the this expenditure part, you can be spending on the addictions that you have, alcohol or drugs or something like that, eating tobacco also. Rahu in the second house, not good. Avoid. Just be careful, when you're having these kind of transits, you should pray to goddess Durga. She is the one who's going to give you the strength. Remember, she is the one who's going to help you sail through these periods. So this is the time to not give up, and do not get carried away. In case you have inclination towards occult research, PhD, good time for you guys. All the best to you. So this is it. And I think, so I hope all of you enjoyed the reading.
Vinita, I wanted to ask you, do you, when we're looking, of course, we're ascendant, what do you think? Is it mostly the ascendant people should look at, moon, or both? What is
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The ascendant is the one which actually sets the tone of the horoscope. That's what we all should follow. But you see what happens, there are certain transits which are actually working through the dasha lord also.
Okay.
Suppose you're running through a dasha of sun. Now make sun your ascendant, make sun your first house, and then see how the planets are moving. So that also gives results. Maybe you are talking about relationship. Make Venus your lagna, where your Venus is in the chart. Suppose Venus is in Sagittarius. So make Sagittarius the first house. From Sagittarius, this transit is happening in the fifth house. Rahu is in the fifth house, transiting the fifth house. So it will give the negative results related to the fifth house. Maybe relationship issues can come up. So we should check from all the angles. We cannot actually talk in seclusion. I always say, if you want to see from Lagna, that will actually tell you what exactly you're heading to with this, in general. Yeah. But if you want to see it personally, you have to see from all the angles, all the aspects. Make all the planets your Lagna, your Dasha Lord, your first house, and then make the transit positions. That will really work. And because all the planets are of different aspects, they cover different aspects. Venus covers relationship, Mars covers your strength, your aggression. So you have to pick and choose all the planets one by one and then see where the transits are happening. That's how it works. Good question.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vinita. This was really thorough and profound information and in details, which is really lovely. So I really enjoyed the video, and I hope all you guys will enjoy the video. And we will, if you have any questions, just leave us a comment below. And thank you so much, Vinita ji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're a lovely person. Thank you so much.